Jake had only intended to grab a bag of cat food when he walked into the pet store that day. But as he passed by the adoption center, a massive orange-furred feline caught his eye. A sign on the cage read, "Pumpkin. 25 pounds of love needs a forever home." Intrigued, Jake crouched down. The hefty, regal-looking cat blinked at him with solemn green eyes. A store employee noticed Jake's interest and smiled. He was surrendered by his previous owners after they had a child. He's originally from the UK. Poor guy's been here for weeks. Jake felt a pang of sympathy. He called his wife Emily, who was waiting in the car. Minutes later, she was by his side. "Let's meet him," she said eagerly. The employee unlocked the cage, and as soon as the door opened, Pumpkin let out a tiny, high-pitched squeak. Emily gasped, "Did you hear that? He squeaks!" Jake extended his hand, and Pumpkin gently nudged it with his head. That was all it took. They exchanged a knowing glance. This cat was coming home with them. They filled out the paperwork, stocked up on supplies, and gently placed Pumpkin in a carrier. "We should give him a full name," Emily mused as they drove. "Something grand," Jake grinned. "Pumpkin Cumberbatch Pierce, the Duke of Heaton, after our street name." Emily laughed. "Perfect." The adoption center recommended helping Pumpkin shed some pounds, aiming to bring him from 21.8 pounds to a healthier 13. But for now, Pumpkin basked in the love of his new family. Once home, they set up a cozy space for him in Jake's office. Pumpkin surveyed his surroundings, then promptly sprawled across the couch like a king reclaiming his throne. A few days later, it was time to introduce Pumpkin to their resident cat, Bartleby. Bartleby sniffed the air curiously, darting around the room, inspecting every inch of his new housemate. Pumpkin, however, remained utterly unfazed, lounging in his usual spot. Jake chuckled. "Pumpkin, are you even aware there's another cat in the room?" Pumpkin flicked his tail lazily. Bartleby, after several failed attempts to engage him, eventually gave up and curled up beside him. From that moment on, they became an odd but inseparable pair, an embodiment of calm and curiosity. As the weeks passed, Pumpkin thrived. His weight steadily dropped, his energy increased, and his squeaky meows filled the house with warmth. Jake and Emily had set out to save a cat that day, but in many ways, Pumpkin saved them right back, reminding them that love isn't measured in size, but in the space it fills in your heart.